Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Hello friends, welcome to I'm not going to call this one a book haul. We're going to call it a show and tell, possibly, of some of the prettiest books that I own. This isn't an extensive list of all special editions that I own because I do have, probably twice this amount that are special editions. I know, that's a lot. Also, not all of these are special editions. Some of them are just first editions of certain books. Some of them are just books that I think are absolutely gorgeous and I want to show off. So a lot of these are gifts I've received through the years, or special finds that I found, or book boxes and pre-orders that I've just done for myself. So we're going to go through some of them. Part of the reason I'm doing this as well is that people, not as often anymore, because I've made my thoughts on it pretty clear through time, but I don't really care to do shelf tours. That's not really something I'm planning to do. I set this outrageous goal many years ago and I'm sticking to it because I feel like it buys me a lot of time. I don't plan to ever do a shelf tour or library tour until or if I reach 50K. If that happens, then we'll do it. But I'm not interested in doing it. I don't like watching them, and the headache that it would cause me to do a bookshelf tour, I just don't mind to. So I haven't brought that up, but it comes up whenever I do Q&As or things like that. I'm just not planning to do it. So the people who ask for those in my video requests or when they put them in comments, like, it's just not going to happen. I do book hauls monthly when I get new things, and yeah, that's basically when I do those. I'm just not really interested in making one. But I saw not too long ago, I think McKay did a video about this, sharing all their special editions, and I decided to kind of pare it down a bit to, again, some of my favorite and or the prettiest books that I have. Again, I'll try to, most of them will say which book box it's from on the back of it, so I'll share that if I know it. Otherwise, some of these have been gifts through the years, as I said, and I may no longer remember who each of them are for. So if you're watching and it's from you and I don't mention your name, thank you so much for the beautiful books, and you know that I appreciate you so, so much. So we're going to get into these, and I'm going to start with 3 authors that are some of my absolute faves, and they are authors that I am trying actively to collect all of their special editions that they have, and or some of the first editions of books that these authors have. So I don't know that that will be possible to get them all. There's some that I'm still on the hunt for, but yes, there are a few authors that I have the goal to own every special edition that gets made of them. So first off, we'll go through the author that it's just one particular book that I want all the editions of. And I was so kindly, one of my followers went to Authors in the Bluegrass and they got me a special edition of this book that I never thought I'd be able to get my hands on. Like, when the book was announced, I was like, oh, that's one that I someday may have to pay $1,000 for if I ever can. But nope, this kind and wonderful friend got me a copy of it. And that would be the collector's edition signing exclusive of Untouchable by Mariano. I love this so much, not only because of the kind soul who sent it to me, but because this one is like put together by the author herself in a way, right? A lot of times special editions are done by a book box, and so the author may have like some say, but not a ton of say in them. And this one is so special to me because, you know, each thing on here has a lot of meaning to it, and also it's just beautiful. I love the blue to it. I love the like foil there. I love that it's matte everywhere else. You'll see as we go through these, I'm really not a fan of shiny special editions. Like, they don't get shown as much if they are, just because I am someone who's taking pictures of my books, and shiny books are the bane of my effing existence, right? But there's this beautiful one. This one doesn't have too much crazy inside. This one doesn't have special chapter heading pictures or anything. It just has a collector's edition here. And then this one just has a signature there. So that is this copy of Untouchable. Then I have 3 others that are from different book boxes that I purchased them when they were found on Mercari and or they were gifted to me. So one that is from Dark Heart Romance. They did this copy of Untouchable, which I don't hate this. This one is not too bad. It's beautiful, but again, it is shiny. This one does have some sexy like pics inside, which I like. We do have a sexy one there, and we do still have, I like that they did this. There is still Carter on the inside there, which I like. And then all the chapter headings have that same cover picture. So this one was from Dark Heart. There is this one that was from Blackout Romance, and this one is a little bit like, we got some spicy butt cheek going on here. I do like the quote that's on the back of this one. This has, "Do you know what you've done, princess? You've given me the keys to the kingdom. There's no stopping me now." Which, if you've read the book, you know when that happens. This one also has a spicy scene inside, which is hot, I will say. Definitely hot. And the pages, we have some breath play going on there. I love to see it. There's also ones that have like football. I like that there's like a few different ones in there. It's cool. So that is this copy of it. And then this one was from Cover to Cover, and I originally had a paperback version of this, and then one of my friends upgraded me to a hardcover version of it. And this one is the shiny one that, if you've read it, you kind of know. There is like New York in the back, and then there is, it's like a page is ripped, and there's like a football in the back, and they do end up in New York together in the end. But another shiny one. Hardcover. I do like the gold, but yes, my absolute favorite is going to be this one. It's perfection. I'm in love with it so much. Okay, so Sam Mariano, as I said, is an author that I want to own every copy of Untouchable. Now, currently, I believe I have them, because I think those are the 4. There is a copy that's being done by Mystic Box, which may be difficult for me to get my hands on, because I knew they were going to be doing Sam Mariano eventually, but I actually ended my Mystic Box thing at the beginning of this year. I had had it for a whole year, and there was only like 3 of the authors that I really wanted, and the other 3 I ended up like reselling the books because I didn't care for them. So that was just kind of this thing of like, it's very expensive to be on Mystic, and I knew once I gave up the spot, I might regret it. That's just how it goes. But even though they were like authors that I wanted, I wasn't necessarily loving their designs. And so it's kind of like, do I stay here and spend all this money taking someone else's spot, or should I just give up my slot to someone who wants it? And, you know, but then you miss out on Sam Mariano. So, you know, there's that. But that's okay. I have faith that I'll get my hands on it someday. Okay, now let's move to the author, though, that I am trying to get every copy. Like with Sam Mariano, I'm trying to get, like, as I said, all of the copies of Untouchable. There are other special editions of hers that have been done, but I want all the special editions of Untouchable. With this next author, I want every special edition ever of her books, because she is my #1 dark romance author, okay? And I'm doing pretty good. I have a good amount of them. The few that I'm missing from her, I actually have pictures of the ones I'm still missing. I'm missing 3 single books, and then I'm missing a, like, she's in an anthology with someone, and then there's also one where, like, there's a set of the 6 that are done, and, like, I can't afford those, so I may never get my hands on them. But anyway, I'm talking about Pam Godwin. So she is an author that I love with my whole heart and soul, and I want to have all the special editions of hers. Now, I didn't take every special edition off my shelf of hers because there's a lot, but let's go through some of my favorites. So first off, let's go through, I have 3 different designs of dark notes from her. So I do have the Mystic box one, which just had the good old piano here. I do like the music note here. This one came with a pretty black and white art piece. And one thing I do love about Mystic box editions is I do love how they like flop open. They do always feel like very well made. I'll say that for them. So again, it's not that I dislike the quality of Mystic box or anything like that. It's just, I don't always love every design. I have from Brightside Candles, I have this one. Now, this one, I'm not a huge fan of the quality of this, just being honest. I like the design here. I even kind of like the, you know, where it looks like yellowed pages of notes, but the actual like page that it's made out of, I don't love. Also, the like chapter design, super boring and just nothing super special about it. And this one was actually pretty expensive for this edition. So this, I of course was happy to have it. And I was actually a rep for Brightside Candles when this one came out. So I did get like a discount for it, but this is actually probably my like least favorite of the special editions that I have. But it's still a solid option, right? Then there is this one, which was from the Last Chapter bookshop, and I was able to get this one through through a resale. I got it for a really good deal. So this one has like the piano open and the pages being sprayed everywhere, and I just kind of like this one. I mean, of course, for dark notes, there's always going to be a piano. That is the point of the story, for sure. Let me find an ivory. Oh. Nope, they're the same. But at least it was like a little different look than, you know, you can tell these two are very similar covers for that. So those are those ones. There is, I think I do have all the copies of Dark Notes currently, except for the Books for Days crate, because I did miss out on that one, which is a bummer. It's very beautiful. Then this is another one that was from Authors in the Bluegrass, and my friend picked this one up for me. Dark and Disturbed, who I have a few of their books of hers. I have another ones from them in a minute here, but this one was great because they did Dirty Ties on this side and then Incentive on this side, which is cool because those are two that don't have a lot of special editions. So I love that they put it in this bind up here. And again, their quality of books is really great. So I really love that one. The other ones I have from Dark and Disturbed, these ones were a gift from one of my patrons, and I'm so thrilled to have these. I can't even tell you. They got me her very first books released, which is the Blood of Eve trilogy, and they had their like resale event where you could get a box of theirs and you could request which books you wanted. And so my friend ordered them for me and she requested this trilogy, and the fact that I got it, I will tell you, I like cried. I was so happy. So yeah, the Blood of Eve trilogy. So here's the first one. This is a post-apocalyptic like paranormal one. So there's that. Blood of Eve, that one, and then Dawn of Eve, that one. I love how these ones look. These are classy. Okay, then we have two Sea of Ruin. So I did forget one on my shelf over there, but it looks very similar to the original cover. That one I think is from, oh shoot, I forgot the name of that book box. But it looks very similar to the original, so it wasn't that like exciting. But here is the Mystic version, which I do think this is gorgeous. Okay, it is again a pretty like simple one, but I do love this copy. And I will tell you, when I got this box from Mystic that had Sea of Ruin and Dark Notes, I was a happy camper for sure. I love the detail on the sides of it. And I actually have read this copy, right? I don't always read my special editions, but when I did my reread of Sea of Ruin, I read this copy and I love it. So do adore this one. And then there's the Book for Days Crate one. So you can tell, like, I'm a little sad that I missed out on the Dark Notes version of it. Maybe I'll be able to get it someday, because I do have 2 books of hers from Books for Days Crate, and I love their quality. Okay, I love it. So this is the first one that actually has, like, the throuple on the cover of it. So there's that. They do a double-sided one, okay? So the inside... Okay, well, I had to get up and get the mail, so I did grab the other copy of Sea of Ruin that I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, they have... The reverse side has the compass on it, but the naked book is gorgeous. I mean, that is beautiful. They also send you with 2 page overlays, which I can't show you because they're both spicy. Okay, but the inside cover has art of them all, and I think it's stunning. This is like probably my favorite copy of Sea of Ruin. It really is. It is beautiful. Like this one, very classy, love it. But this one is just so stunning, and I love that it has a dust jacket and just how beautiful it is inside. Like, it's gorgeous. So yeah, this one is from Books for Days Crate. And then, like I said, I had to get up and get the mail. So this is from Eternal Embers, and it has, this one has both Sea of Ruin and the King of Libertines in it. So yeah, like I said, this one is a lot like the original, not anything super crazy, but I do like the storm happening, and it also wasn't like ungodly expensive too, which is why, you know, it was still one that I snagged it. So then the last special edition of Pam Godwin that oh no, there's 2 more. There's 2. I lied. I have so many of them. There is Lessons in Sin, which I also got from Books for Days Crate. This one was a gift. This one is great. Look at the green with like the rosary. This one has art of them inside there, and in the winter there. Reversible dust jacket of the couple. Look at that. That's so cool. And then the naked cover is the green. So I really like this one as well. I do think I have another Lessons in Sin, but I don't know where that one is anymore. There's one that came from, did Hello Lovely Box do it or something? I don't know, but love it. So, oh, here's the art piece too, in Confession. So there's that, and then there is also Knotted from Fabled. So I am missing books 2 and 3 from Fabled because they ended up adding on Buckled and what is it? There's Knotted, Buckled, and Booted. They ended up adding that on, and at the time I like couldn't afford it. So I am on the hunt for books 2 and 3 in this one. But this one I got from Fabled, and the naked book has the horse right there, which I just love. So that is my Pam Godwin collection, and we've taken a long time sharing those. But I'm missing one of hers that is burn. Is it burn? What's that one called? Burn for it, or what is it? There's the Rockstar one that I have on my Mercari. I'm waiting to get that one. And then there is a special edition of Deliver as a single book. And then there is a collection of all of the Deliver series. And that's the one that, like, someday I hope I'll be able to get. But I've been pretty diligent in collecting my Pam Godwins, and I love them. Okay, let's go through some of these a little bit quicker. But the last author that I very much want to collect many editions of this book. And this comes with, I guess it does come still with a little bit of a story, because I had shared, I think, with my patrons in a Patreon at some time that the oldest copy of Outlander that I had was a 4th edition. There have been like 30 editions since this came out in 1991 is when it came out. And I someday wanted to find a 1st edition. I had a 4th edition paperback, and it's one of my like favorite books that I have. And unbeknownst to me, at the same time, I had 2 different wonderful friends who sent me editions of Outlander. So we're going to go through these. And I also want to say that I shared a clip of this on my YouTube. I put the whole thing on my Patreon so that they could see me opening it and everything. But I sobbed like a little girl. I cried so hard because it was just so thoughtful. And I know that these weren't cheap. I don't even want to know what they cost, but it meant the world to me. These are books I would save in a fire. I'm not even kidding you. Where they are on my shelf, I would grab them if I had to run out in a fire. And I don't care if that makes me dumb, because I just can't believe it. So, 2 of these were sent from one friend and the other was sent from someone else. But I got these also when I was really, well, I wasn't sick, but I was really hurt. I was really injured a couple weeks back. With my back, and my back is still not 100%, but I was just having a horrible time. I hadn't left my house in 10 days. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Point being, the first book that came in the mail, and I couldn't figure out who these were from in the beginning because they were both sent directly from an eBay seller to me, and I forgot who I had given my address to, but I got this copy of Cross Stitch, a first edition of Cross Stitch hardcover, and it is actually signed directly on the book right up here. And if you don't know, there are only 2,000 of these that were printed, a first edition hardcover of Cross Stitch. There are only 2,000 of them that ever existed. So when I opened this book, I about cried. I was shaking. I just couldn't believe it. And this is fantastic. So also, if you don't know, Cross Stitch is the UK edition of Outlander. That's what it was called over there. It was called Cross Stitch. It wasn't called Outlander to begin with. And I've never come across a copy because they were in the UK. And again, there are only 2,000 of this edition of it printed. So I really love how this looks. There's the little standing stones down there. And this is beautiful. Let's see what I haven't taken it off really, but the naked cover is just one of those like old school fantasy covers. Just beautiful. Then a few days later, I had this one delivered, and this is the one you saw me open on camera if you watched that. And this one is a first edition hardcover of Outlander. It's been put in like library plastic, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'm going to keep it in there. So yeah, this is the first edition. This one has a signed book plate in here, which, oh my God. The naked one of this is like red like that from Dell, and again it has the library plastic on there, which we are gonna leave there. But yeah, this was sent, and literally I'm like shaking right now holding it. It is so beautiful. So again, the oldest one I'd had before this was a 4th edition of the paperback, which I didn't grab because I do have that one hidden from the sun because I don't want it to yellow in the sun, so I have it kind of hidden back there. And that was one of the like mass market paperbacks that had like, there was a little window in the clock and like Claire's face was behind it, and that was super special. It still is super special, but at the time that was like, but this is amazing. So then, unbeknownst to me, one of my other lovely friends also sent me something. And so when I opened this, I was dumbfounded because there was someone who I thought maybe was sending me an Outlander just because of some of the questions she'd asked. There were some questions she'd asked. And I thought she was the one who sent me those. But as I said, those came from someone. They sent me 2 different packages from eBay. This one came in, and this was from the friend that I thought. Her name is Julia. And so that was when then I had to go digging to find out who'd sent me those, because I was like, this is from Julia. Who sent me those? But I was able to figure out a friend named Alex sent me those 2. But this came from Julia, and I did not know what this edition was, and I'll explain it. So as you can see too, this one was smaller. And yeah, this is the original one. But I was a bit befuddled because when I looked into this one, I looked at the page, and I won't go into all that right now because I'm talking too long about this, but it was printed in 1991, but it didn't have all the normal like stuff inside it. But I was like, wow, what is this? It's so beautiful. This was one someone had actually put their name in, which I know would annoy some people who are collectors, but I think it has character. Still in really great condition. And Julia actually filled me in when I messaged her to say thank you, because she sent a card with hers. And she explained that this was for a book club edition. So there was actually, you know, I don't know what the book club was called, but see, this one doesn't have the normal, like, you know, like pricing amounts that you would see. It's a bit smaller, it's more compact, and it's just not the same as the other versions. And so we found, she explained to me that this is a book club version, which I think is so cool. And I actually love that I got this, because if I were to like reread, which of course I'm going to reread someday, this is one I would absolutely reread, because it's also like a little bit smaller and I'm not as worried about like hurting it. But this was just so kind of her. So now within 1 week, I went from 0 books, like 0 Outlanders from the year it was printed, to 3 of them. And that's why I just had to share these in this video, is that I am literally like, I felt so blessed during a time when I was in a lot of pain. And it was just amazing to have these. So thank you so much to Julia and Alex for just, I have a lot of generous friends I've made through the internet, and it never ceases to amaze me. Like, I never will take it for granted. I promise you that. Okay, now I have talked too long. Let's get through some more of these. So let's just go through some. Most of these ones I think are all ones that I bought. So yeah, I think these ones are all ones that I bought. So we'll just go through those, because I won't be effusively thanking as many people, because they're ones I bought. So we have, of course, the Fake Crate exclusive edition of the Spider's Mate trilogy, which are so stunning. These ones took like a year to get sent out. We have Ensnared, and I won't show every one of these, but they have like these metallic pages, and then underneath they have this purple book, and they have a reverse where you can put that out, and it is just so pretty. These are freaking beautiful. I don't think these ones are signed. Are these ones signed? Yes, they have signed plates in here. So there's Ensnared, Enthralled, and Bound, and I love this one. So these are ones that I ordered, and I waited and I waited, and finally they arrived. So, oh, sorry, putting these ones back in their box. Fake Crate does make some very beautiful special editions. There is I show these in videos all the time because I love recommending these ones. So these are books 1 and 2 in the Monstrous series by Lily Mayne. Man, if they ever continue with these these ones are from the Renegade Romance ones. And I love these editions so much because I love that they actually got characters put on the front. These are stunning. So beautiful. These are 2 that, okay, so one of these I bought the box myself. I did buy Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is from Hello Lovely Box. So cute. They did these ones where they put like step backs in there. I love it. And I jumped when I saw they were doing Flawless, because one that I missed out on originally is I missed out on Tempt. And when I saw this one going around, I hunted this one down for literally over a year before I finally found a Mercari listing that was about $55, which, you know, Mercari charges a million fees. So it ended up being like almost 70 or whatever. But I love this one so much. So these, does it say who the artist is? I think it says inside who the artist of this is. Let me see, because they are very talented. Limited edition cover by Dragon and Direwolf is the creator who did. I believe they did both of them. Now let me just double check. Yes, Dragon and Direwolf did these. Love these. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. I got these from the Kickstarter from Zoe Draven. I picked just 2 of them because I couldn't afford all of them. And honestly, these 2 are my favorite ones from the series. So Captive of the Horde King. This is what naked covers look like. Beautiful. I even love this. I love the full like map in here too. Fantastic. And then Broken by the Horde King. With the blue. Love those ones. So pretty. And then these editions that I got from Book Bonanza 2023 when Ruby Dixon had the hardcovers as exclusives. And they had these step backs like that. Just stunning. This one right there. Loved those. Okay, then this was a gift that my friend Daniela pre-ordered, the special bind up of The Lovely Dark. This has Emma Hamm, Juliet Cross, and Zoe Draven did this bind up of short stories. Gorgeous. I love it. So beautiful. Okay, then, here's another stack here. Okay, this was one that I pre-ordered this one myself, and I'm not going to show all of these ones because I do have 4 from this series. 2 of them I ordered and 2 that were gifted to me, but my favorite one in the series is God of Malice. This is the blacked out version. This has like black pages and everything. And this is from the Book Baddies book box. And underneath, you have it has like shimmering on there. And the underneath is this cover, which I love. So I had bought this one and God of Fury, and then I recently had God of Ruin and God of Wrath gifted to me. So I'm only missing 2 of them. So hopefully someday I can complete that series for me. Okay, a couple more Juliet Cross. So this isn't a special edition, but as I said, not every single one that I'll be showing you is because it's a special edition. They're just the prettiest books I own. And there, of course, is The Wraith King, which is just, it practically glows in real life. It is stunning. It's just beautiful. I love it so much. And this was gifted to me from Juliet. Very blessed to have it. And then another set of Juliet's, which I didn't grab the whole set, but she did a Kickstarter for her Stay a Spell series. And this is my favorite cover of the series, Don't Hex and Drive of hers, but she did a full hardcover set of these before she was republished by, I think Union Square did her. And I just love these. They came with, let me find one, page overlays. Where is one? Oh, there's one. I love it. I want everything Juliet does. This was ordered for me by a friend as well. Daniela had pre-ordered Between Wrath and Mercy, her like clinch cover special edition. This beauty is almost too much, you guys. Like, underneath is this beautiful cover. Sorry, picture's falling out. And then there's a reverse dust jacket that has them there. It's beautiful. This also has some colored photos inside. Some of the artwork that she had commissioned is actually like inside the book. Oh, here's one. Look at this. Love that. But this is in the top of my special editions too, which is beautiful. Okay, this one I actually got just from a book signing. It was what the author offered this as a signing exclusive, and it is Wrong for You by Harlow Ray. This I got from the, like, look at the tire tracks on the back. I just love this one. This one has some photos inside of it too. She had this one done for her signings this year, and this one was for the, what's it called? The North Iowa Book Bash, which I, of course, love going to. I'm very sad they're not having it anymore. Oh, I don't know where it went. There's a few, ooh, did I find it? There's a few photos in this one too, but I just love the metallic on that. It's great. Okay, of course, I do have quite a few special editions of Sophie Lark, but I did just grab two of my favorites to share. Now, they're both of Brutal Prince, by the way. So this was one that is from Dangerous Romance Club, and it's nothing super special, okay? It's not the fanciest or most special that's ever been done, but I just love that it's like Ada on the front of it. And this one also is very special to me because the very first time that I met Sophie in person, which was when I went to Utah, Crystal and I actually had high tea with her and Ryan, and it was amazing. And this is the book that she brought me as a gift when we got there, and it has a personal little note inside to me. So that's why this is a treasured edition of it so much. It's so beautiful. And then recently when she had a special edition that she brought to both Book Bash, she did end up making this available on her site too, which is wonderful. But she sent me the special edition of Brutal Prince, which she will be doing Stolen Air as well, but she isn't sure that she'll do the entire series, which would just make me sad, but I understand. So, and then this one has like the gold pages, and it has Lena's artwork is, oh, here's a spicy one I'll show you, is in color in here, which is amazing. Like, I love that. So this one, of course, I mean, again, a lot of the books Sophie sends me are very special, but there's just something about Brutal Prince and a special edition that's just extra special for me. Okay, we're getting there. So here's just two that I purchased. One of these I snagged at Book Bash, and the other one, or Book Bonanza, and the other one she just made available. It's the 2024 special edition. So this is Ignite, which this is special because of, you know, going to Book Bonanza and then like meeting Melanie for the first time. This is Ignite. And then this last year she did Taste, which I love the like pregnancy test back here and the whisk. It's hard to look at because it is shiny. I don't, like, as I said, I don't love shiny books, but it's very beautiful. Then one of my patrons, Megan M, sent me two of my favorite single parent romances. She sent me both of these. One is from Dark and Quirky, and one is from Lit Haven, which I'm not even super familiar with, but she sent me both of these. So she sent me P.S. You're Intolerable, which of course I'm going to just love so much because it was my favorite book last year. There's another special edition being done by Books for a Cause, and I'm still waiting for it, but I love the blue and I love that. Like, I just love it. And then she sent me 1% of You by Michelle Gross, which is a single mom, and the under of this one is a tattoo and tattoo shop there. So I love this so much. Okay, then I wanted to share, which I could share a whole bunch, but I wanted to share two books that were made for me, which I just feel like have to be shown. So my very first fan fiction that I ever held in my hands was Handbound by my friend Jo from Not So Average Jo. She's actually the one who got me to read Manacled. She was reading it and she wouldn't shut up about it, and I thought it sounded weird. I was like, okay, I don't want to read it, but she made it sound so amazing. And then she bound herself a copy and she bound me a copy. So this is a chunk. It's heavy. I could maim someone with it, but I wouldn't probably actually want to read it with my own two hands, but it is one of the most special books that I own. The fact that she made this with her own two hands, I can't even. So this is wonderful. And then, as I said, I could show a whole collection because my friend Mel has made me so many through the years. I think I have about 15 that she's made for me. And one of my other favorites is one from last year. This was in my top 10 reads, and she made me a handbound copy of In Silence and Submission. So this artwork is by Elviron, I think is how you say it, but I just love this fic so much. And it means the world to me. It means the world to me to have these. I do also have one, I didn't grab it, that my friend Keisha made for me. So those are the 3 people, Joe, Mel, and Keisha, who've made me fan fictions. And like, as a book lover, to me, there's honestly nothing more intimate and sweet than to own a book someone made for you with their hands. Like, I'll never, that never stops being cool to me. Never stops being cool. Okay, now the very last little stack I have here. I could have done this with a ton of books, but I have a few books here that this is just their, like, how they came. Like, this isn't a special edition or anything fancy. This is just how they came. And I wanted to show them off. So one of them is actually a childhood favorite, and I had discovered that this edition existed a few years ago, and I went about hunting it down. And this is a childhood favorite, actually, and it is North Child by Edith Pateau, aka East. So North Child is, I believe, the UK name for this, but this is kind of what's on the original cover of East, and this is this like puffy one. It has like a blue thing here, and it has beautiful like artwork inside, and I like it because it feels like a storybook when you read it, you know, like it feels like a storybook. And so this is a very beloved book of mine. I actually have 5 editions of this. Most of them are the original cover, just in paperback, and one in like the original, but this is my favorite copy. It has the compass rose right there, and it's just beautiful. There is His Tesoro by Amelia Rossi. This is one, like, you can buy this easy. It's on her website. This is the couple version of it. And I ordered it from her site and got it signed because I read this and I loved it so much, and I had to have this copy because it's so beautiful. Okay. The book is a bit cray-cray. I say that it's a bit, especially the 3rd act. But this book just means so much to me. It's so beautiful. And she just announced that the audiobook is coming, I believe, in February. So that'll be coming soon. Then another thing I have, and someday maybe I'll show these, but I didn't want to bring them all. I collect editions of Pride and Prejudice and Jane Eyre. I collect editions also of North and South as well. It's harder to find those because they don't get done specially as often. So I have, I believe, 8 copies of Pride and Prejudice, and I believe I have 6 copies of Jane Eyre. Those are the 2 that I just, and there are tons of them. Like, I will never be done getting copies of those because they are, you know, whoever wants to can basically print a copy of that because it doesn't have copyright anymore. But this is an edition of Pride and Prejudice that I got recently, and it's just so cute and so simple. And it actually is just this little like mint green, has like the peacocks on it. It has Pemberley there. And like I said, it's just so simple. It says, "You must allow me to tell you how ardently I love you." It was just $17 from Penguin Teen, made a version of it. And I just love it. Like I said, I do have like 8 versions of that. So if you ever want to see my classic collection, again, it mostly consists of Jane Austen and Charlotte Bronte, but I will if you want me to. And then I just grabbed 3 first editions of Joanna Lindsey, because they are some of the sexiest and fanciest book covers that I own, and I just like to show them off now and then because they're beautiful. So we have the good old Tender is the Storm, no sticker, full ass cheek hanging out. This book cover is just beautiful. Maybe we'll even turn it off for you. Full ass cheek on display. Love it. There is A Gentle Feuding, which his butt cheek is off to the edge, but we got another naked boy. Her red hair flowing out. I just love it. And Brave the Wild Wind, which is another like scantily clad couple that I just love. And they just don't make book covers like this anymore. They just don't. One thing I was actually desperately sad about, I will tell you, I was desperately sad that I missed out on Sarah Kate's special edition of The Antihero because there was problems with her website and I missed it, and I am desperately sad that I missed it because I love that that has like a clinch cover on it for sure. But anywho, all right, I made this long enough. This is a good chunk of the prettiest special editions and sentimental books that I own. Let me know what some of yours are, whether they're one of these beautiful editions of a book or they're one that just has sentimental meaning to you, like Northchild does to me. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, thank you to all of my friends who made me owning some of these books possible. Like, yeah, I would just hoard books like a book dragon my whole life if I could, because they're just so beautiful. So, thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.